Good morning. G'day, it's Fish. We have a lot to talk about in an hour today. Hey, Kong Savage Ruthless on the button. First in within seconds. Very well done. Very well done. Adok's probably busy working on his music video because I sent him the files for his music video, the audio files. So that's probably why he wasn't in first today. Really busy day in the economy, obviously. We've had a lot of action all around the place. There's things going on left, right and centre. So we'll have a good chat about that. Let me just quickly post up on Steemit. It's one of the homes of crypto chat, of course. So I want to get the people in there, over there involved. Just posting up the video now, if I can get this to work. So yeah, really interesting last 24 hours in the economy for a few coins. Hey, NZ Street Beats, how are you, man? Second in? Cool, man. Cool. Just getting the chat up myself so I can see it on here. Hey, TNC. How's the rain? I know, man. You should see D-Bar. It's an absolute washing machine. I thought it was going to be decent today, but that north swell's just sort of... It's like a southeast swell, but it's mixing with the leftover north, and it's just yuck. Hopefully it cleans up for tomorrow. But there's some... we need this rain anyway, man. My lawn was starting to die. We never get any rain here, so... It's good to see a little bit of wet weather around for a change on the Gold Coast. Steemit, where are we? Here we are. So in some breaking news, District0x has just been added to Bittrex. I don't know if it's actually trading there yet. I heard my news first where I usually hear it. Johnny Crypto. He's available both over at Steam and at Steemit.com and also on our Discord group. So yeah, Crypto Chronicus? Oh, yeah, finally got in time for one of these. Yeah, I didn't think I'd seen you before. Welcome, man. Welcome to the live chat. If you've got anything you want to discuss today, we will be talking about District0x. We will also be talking about GOKU, which I promised to have a look at yesterday. Didn't take me long to have a look at that one, and you guys usually know what that means. So, yeah, if there's anything you'd like to have a look at, being a newbie, please feel free to put it in the chat, and we'll try and discuss it today for you. If I'm not informed on it, I'll go and do some research, and we can have a look at it another day. So welcome. Good to see you. Let's have a quick look at the economy before we get onto things. And see where we're sitting. I was just looking at District0x, amazing growth, just having a look. Yeah, it's retraced a bit now, so it's come back to 62. It just went explosion time as soon as it went onto Bittrex, so I see it happen quite regularly. I always like the value proposition. I'm still down on it, by the way, so it's still got a fair way to go before I'll be selling anything. But it's nice to see it coming back from like those, I think it was like 4 cent, even just a touch below, like 3.7 cent lows. You guys know I didn't check the charts on this just from memory, so please don't quote me on those figures, but that's from just spot checking it where I remember seeing it get to. There's a few people in our crew who've had funny rides on District0x. Ethereum was just telling us his ride. He's made good money but missed out on profit. See, that's the thing, Ethereum. You said you call that a loss. I don't think you can, man. Anytime you bank profit's a good day. If you start lamenting the profit that you could have had, that's where the psychology can really mess you around. So, man, any profit's good profit. In breaking news, Agent Smith has gotten back into Ripple. No, this isn't frozen. I just don't know what more to say about that. Okay, great question. Let's go back to that. I can certainly answer parts of that for you. Okay, thanks, bro. Wondering about the whole October 25th Bitcoin gold dropped. How do the Trezor people get the Bitcoin gold, or any news on hardware wallets for it really? Hey, Average Joe, how you doing? Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. Good to see you in the chat. What I'm doing is I'm actually keeping it in Bittrex, just because I believe strongly in history for my any Bitcoin that I'm holding, and they paid out Bitcoin Cash, so did Cryptopia, so that's where I plan on keeping it. I have been told that I have to look at my notes for the exact name of it, but I have been told that the Yeah, don't keep... One thing I can tell you not to do, Chronicus, is don't keep it at Coinbase. Like, if you're... I don't know whereabouts, how you're getting in, but don't keep it in Coinbase. They didn't pay last time. They're probably not going to again. I don't know. I haven't heard anything to suggest they have. But, yeah, so... Well, when is on the 25th? What's going to happen is, hey, how are you, Jace? How'd everything go, bro? All good? Recovering well, man? Don't worry about it. D-Bar's an absolute mess today, so you're not missing any surf. Yeah, exactly. So if you're interested in Bitcoin Gold, I've heard all sorts of price predictions being thrown around. People are talking about $100 a coin being probably one of the more spoken about price points, I guess. I do see it as just another altcoin. Like, there are other coins with GPU mining already, right? So, I don't know, like, for me, it's not a terrible value proposition, but it's not overly exciting either. And it's certainly not exciting enough for me to hold Bitcoin just for the sake of getting it. No point. I'll hold Bitcoin because I want to hold some Bitcoin. The B2G thing will just be, yep, okay, cool. But I'm not going to go chasing it, man. Like, I'm not going to make sure I'm heavily stocked up on Bitcoin or anything because I think the alt's got too cheap. I got, like, hey, KK. What's going on? I'm not sure I've seen you in a few newbies today. Must be the... this always happens when the economy starts booming. Everyone wants to find out what's going on. So, yeah, it's... for me, I don't know. Yeah, okay, thanks, Jao. Jao said to get Bitcoin, to get fork coins, B2X and BTC Gold, just hold your Bitcoin in a place you have access to the private keys. I'm going to bring the chat up here so I can face the screen while I'm talking to you. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Pete. Like, Pete's just done the maths on it quickly for everyone. I did a quick number crunch in my head the other day and said 2%. But Pete's saying, look, it's only worth 1.8%. The Bitcoin Gold that you're going to receive. It's similar to when... Who did it? Someone did it. I can't remember if you're holding... Oh, yeah, if you're holding a bunch of Ethereum, you got free OMG shares. Do you guys remember when that happened? But we did the calculations on it, and it was like $5,000 investment for $10 windfall or something. This is kind of how I see these Bitcoin Gold and B2X forks. Yeah, it's great. You'll get some free cash, but is it worth, like, not really worrying, like, stacking into Bitcoin heavily just because of that? No. But there are good reasons to be in Bitcoin. I mean... We're going to talk more about LedgerX on a future show. I've done some study on that, and I'm waiting for Agent Smith to sober up so that he can contribute to that conversation. But yeah, I think that's a possibility, Pete, what you've just said there. Bitcoin could bleed, but I don't know, man. I don't know, because this LedgerX is a big deal, and when you think about it, pretty much most of the alts that you want to get a hold of, the traditional way for most people is to go to exchange. What do you need on an exchange? You need Bitcoin. So it's still going to act as a store of wealth and probably still going to continue. You really think so, Pete? I haven't had a look at the charts that heavily, man. Because as usual, I'm not stacked up on Bitcoin. I saw the altcoins too cheap. I bought some, and yeah, I've had some sells, so now I've got some Bitcoin back, but I'll still bag hold a bit of it. But Pete's saying it could drop back to 4. See, this is the great thing about our group. I'm going to read you some balanced opinions here. And these guys are all from the same investment group. So we're certainly not trying to pump anything, because Pete's saying it's going to 4. Jace is saying it's going to 7. And then it will correct. There's so many different opinions on this, and I love it. You know, Crypto K had 72 to 7,500 as an estimate for when it might start to find some really heavy resistance. Crypto Chronicus is saying 4K very, very likely. Yeah, I mean, last time we saw this big run up because of it, we did see it dip right back down. But you've got to remember what caused that dip. If you remember, yeah, I agree, TNC. Look at history, but also look at the news that came out around that history. Okay, because you guys go, okay, yeah, last time it ran up to $5,000 and then it dipped down to 2,800. Yeah, but we had China come out and ban ICOs, Korea come out and ban ICOs. China come out and ban exchanges. Russia talk about it banning exchanges. Jamie Dimon coming out and running his mouth. He's done it again today, by the way, or yesterday. It compounded to a perfect storm where there was just a massive panic sell. Yeah, okay, Pete. Okay. Pete said it'll bleed, but it won't bleed for long, so get your fiat ready. Me personally, I don't know that it will this time. I think the altcoin, mate, I think strength and strength. I just listened to the ABC this morning, Pete. ABC radio station. There was a podcast this morning. It's a national radio station. They're talking about Bitcoin. And they had an expert on there talking about all sorts of things. But, man, the amount this is being spoken about now, it's actually getting... I had people telling me about Bitcoin yesterday. Didn't realise that PIVX was a cryptocurrency, and explaining to me that Bitcoin was a limited market and a limited economy, and explaining to me why the price action was happening. It was amusing. But yeah, so I don't think we're at a point of saturation yet just because more people are talking about it. I think when you start getting these people actually telling you what price to buy in at, that's when you want to get out. Because that's saturation, and we're not going to see that for years and years and years. VTC, Crypto K, how are you, bro? Had a good run up this morning. I got some sells on it, got some buybacks. Good sell buy on VTC. And I'm finding that, you know what I think it's because of, Crypto K? I reckon it might be, and you'd probably be more knowledgeable than this on me, but it might be at the point where Vertcoin is starting to hit profitability for the miners, that it gets sold off a little bit, and that's what causes that resistance. It's just a theory that I've formulated based on what you were saying about, you know, compared to your... Yeah, it's a rough theory, man. It's literally only just come to me this morning because I saw it hit those $1.40 marks again and bounce down. What? $2 to $4 range. PIVX is over $4. We've had the fishy effect. Look at that. I've had the chart up ready to go. Yes. $4.15. Oh, wow. What can I say? It's a good day. A lot of my investments have done very, very well today. I've had some really good gains on quite a few coins, actually. So, pretty happy. I've managed to stock up on some more. I stocked up on some more 10x, and I stocked up on some more Komodo because they've been swinging on low sides, and I just keep liking them. Crypto K said it makes more... VTC makes more sense for mining over $2. So, you know, maybe we won't see heavy resistance until we get... like, really heavy resistance until we get up to those marks. And it starts becoming profitable. I don't know. Hard to say. Crypto K, it's a... You know, when you're considering an investment, the reason we can't just predict it straight up, hey, dog, how are you, bro? The reason we can't predict it is because there's all these different factors, and I just want to bring in another factor just to consider, and that's the profitability of mining, right? So we have to factor that in. Essentially, how much does it cost to produce a Vertcoin in terms of electricity, computing power, manpower, or time, if you like? And we have to calculate that in, because if there's a cost in producing it, obviously there's a baseline for the cost it should be sold at, right? NZ Street Beats said, cooking bacon, listening to fish. Good Sunday. Hey, NZ Street Beats, good thing. I found an instrumental version of that song we were looking at. So unless you've already done like a song, I can just record it over that. We can like do an original. Maybe you can do one of the Crypto Wave crew can do the producing for the actual song that we'll write for the Crypto Wave show. I'll get a song going soon. Yeah, PIVX is up at 417 now. It's on a real bull run. Like massive, massive bull run at the moment. So, nice to see. Well, I know Wilkie's staking. You'd be usually looking for a Wilkie the Whale bump at the moment, but Wilkie's staking away. So he's going to be calling me soon and buying me a carton of beer. Actually, Wilkie, you know what you're doing? You're letting me off a quarter of that 1 Ether that I owe you as commission for getting you into PIVX. And Icon and everything else. Hey, someone did ask a question about Icon earlier. Let's have a quick talk about Icon. The KYC, we did cover this in yesterday's show, but the KYC is starting on the 23rd of October. You will need to get your KYCs in. We're going to contact the Icon team and see if we can get a way around. Pete doesn't have a driver's license, and he doesn't have a big enough investment to warrant going and spending $300 or $350 on a passport. So we're going to see if we can get around that with the Icon team, perhaps provide a driver's license in this case. Viewley, Pete wants to talk about. Viewley sold out, Pete. Sold out at ICO. So yeah, stoked about that. Obviously, if you get into it, yeah, any ICO that sells out, you're pretty happy about, right? Because it's no longer being offered at that price, and then the market sets the price. And most people who have bought at ICO are not going to sell lower than they bought it for, not unless they're desperate for money or something. But there's not going to be many of those people. So yeah, stoked about Viewley selling out. Oh, that was pre-ICO. Good point. Yeah. Oh, you were answering Chronicus. Yeah, okay, sorry. I just saw you put Viewley up and thought we'd have a quick chat about it. So that was a good one. That's cool. I'm going to have a quick look at Bittrex and see how I'm sitting. Because that usually... What is going on with my computer? Okay. That usually gives me a really good indication. My best guess is around the... I would expect it to trade between 50 cents and $1 on opening, and I don't think it's going to stay at that price for long. I know that seems stupid, like 10x growth on opening, but this thing's sold out in 6 hours. There's going to be people wanting it badly. Hey, Hourglass. How are you, man? Yeah, so I think Icon could 5x on open day. I think it could trade at 50 cents. That's what the futures market's trading at on HIT BTC. That's the best I can go for, right? Yeah, we're just waiting for some... We are going to be on Viewley, absolutely. The crypto wave, we've already signed up over there. I can pop that link in for you so you can sign up to watch us over at Viewley. I'll do that now. But we want to upgrade our equipment. We don't want to insult Viewley. We want to provide quality equipment for them. So I need to get microphones, better cameras, better computers, that sort of thing. So going to need to raise some money for that, and that's cool. Happy to spend some of my profit on that. And set up so that the people who have invested essentially in me and in the Crypto Wave show really get good value for money in their investment. You know, there's a few people who put in the maximum pre-ICO investment, and we're hoping to create a profitable channel, not through ads, through people getting behind us and voting for us and things like that over at Viewley. So, yeah, there's a few people who got behind me on that. We've actually got a bit of investment capital behind the Crypto Wave show now. So yeah, I'll certainly do my part, upgrade the tech, and then we'll start also when we're able to start putting the show over on Viewley as well. Let's have a look what the chat's saying, because everyone's talking. Yeah, I think so as well, Joe. I think you're right. Average Joe said that it'll move to $1 quickly with the FOMO in Korea. Yeah, I got to agree, dude. We're talking about Icon, just to clarify. Man, I don't like to predict 10x for myself, right? Oh yeah, I'll make 10x on open. No worries. Some of my mates have really substantial investments in that. The party that we're going to have if this thing 10x's on open will be simulcast on YouTube. We'll invite you all. This party will be insane. Trust me. Yeah, so if it does do that sort of thing... Pete only had a small investment because he went massive on sub, he went big on some other stuff. So when it came time for Icon, he had literally I think, Pete, I don't want to embarrass you, I'm just going to say it if that's okay, but he had 0.1 ether in, right? He just said, I just want in. I got 0.1 ether, stuff it, I'll chuck it in. I'll make sure I'm in with the crew. And he said, hey, if it moves to $3, I can afford to get my passport and still be in profit. So good. Oh, Pete's in Australia, Crypto Chronicus. He's a Avoca boy. I'm not sure where you're located now, but you're from Avoca, right, Pete? Good on you, Average Joe. Yeah, there's a few guys in our group who hit those max investment group, the 30 ether hard cap for each investor as well. So, yeah, bro, I mean, of course you will. Of course you will. If you're going to 10x on that, at 30 ether, yeah. You can buy me a beer as well. I don't even know you, but you can buy me a beer. I'll buy you one, because I'll do it right as well. I didn't have anywhere near 30 ether. I didn't have that much to invest. I was saving for Viewley. I wanted to be in on that project. Obviously, I'm heavily invested in on PIVX. I didn't exactly want to sell my shares there, and Gladly I didn't, because we're popping over $4 there as well. Yeah, I don't know that it is that ambitious, Jace. No, I'm not sure that it is, man. You know why? Can I tell you why I don't think it's ambitious? Real world work that's already been done. Real world connections have already been made. Real world affiliations with universities, banks, everything in Korea. That's why I don't think that, you know, it could be valued at 700 million. I'm already saying it has less restrictions on it than NEO, because it's based in a freer, more democratic society of Korea rather than China. So for me, it's already got more going for it than NEO. And what's NEO valued at? They've got huge connections in Korea. They're too, man, just even some of the strategic investors that they actually sold those pre-ICO shares to, they set aside some and said, no, these people have to be in. I think 700 million, I think that at least medium term that could be conservative. I'm not saying, I think opening day it could go 50 cents and then retrace and then go up and then down. I have no idea. But I don't really plan on selling. Hey Mohammed, welcome to the chat, man. Good to see you. Yeah, so for me, Icon, I think if you've got a futures market that no one really even knows about and it's trading at 50 cents, and then you've actually, once it hits the major exchanges, yeah, exactly, Average Joe. That's my point, man. It doesn't matter that the coin's only just been released. Their actual business progress, right? Their roadmap, if you like, they're further along it than Neon QTUM. Okay, they haven't had any coins released on it yet. Of course they haven't. They're only releasing their own coin. But you watch the flood of coins that get released on Icon. Mark my words. We'll see if he's right. Being a little cocky and confident now, aren't I? I'll pull it back. Mr. Mystical says PIVX rally to $10. Man, I hope so. That'd be sweet. Yeah, I just seen it pop over $4. Obviously stoked for that. Yeah, man. Mohammed, I was just actually Mohammed's just said he's come back from Dubai and it was all about crypto and blockchain. So, man, I'm the same. I told you, it was ABC national radio this morning. There was a guy being interviewed who was nowhere near as knowledgeable as me about blockchain. No, he was pretty knowledgeable. I'm only joking. But yeah, it's certainly getting a lot more recognition. And the one thing that I'm hearing over and over again, and even from Mr. Damon himself, Damon, Wanker, even that guy said blockchain is brilliant technology. He's just saying it's got to be fiat-backed crypto. Okay, mate. You stick with that. Hey, Nantron, how are you? Yeah, man, it doesn't matter. Like, none. If you've made money, bro. Nance just come in and said, should I buy back into District0x? What a shame that I set a sell order last night at 0.00016. Yeah, bro, if you've made money, like I'm assuming you bought it cheaper than that if you had sell orders set there, right? That's good investing. Anytime you're making money, you're doing well. Now, whether you've sold it back into Ethereum or Bitcoin, I don't think you've seen your highs long term. Now, if you want to buy it back, you've got to make an assessment based on the future of District0x. Now, I got into it quite some time ago at 10 cents, so I'm not even close to selling it. I've got to have a bit more of a run up because I don't sell at losses, bro. That's my number one rule, right? That way you can't lose. Well, you can, but you never write off. You never actually admit to losing. Even if it goes down to close to nothing, as long as it exists, you haven't admitted to losing. It's a very stubborn approach, but it does me quite well. I hold until I win. So with District0x, should you get back in now? Man, I very, very, very rarely advise. I'm holding it. So yeah, I want everyone to buy back in, but man, I very rarely advise buying into parabolic growth. Look for the dips, look for the retracement. There are levels of support that should line up from last time it was this high, because it has been as high as, I think we were talking 25 cents historically, right? So you should be able to line up some levels of support and resistance to help you if you do decide, yep, District0x is that really good value proposition looking to get into the marketplace, you know, using blockchain as marketplace. So, which I always liked. I like District0x. I still like SafeX. I still like EtherDark. Anything that's looking to crush PayPal and eBay, I'm all for. Because I'm an eBay seller and I'm sick of them. So, yeah, I got on the District0x bandwagon quite some time ago, so I've actually taken a ride down on it. I'm still not into profit yet, I don't think, or I'd be very close, because you said that number of 0.0016, that's where I bought it, so if we've gone past that now, I should be right. But yeah, man, it's very hard for me to ever advise. I'm not a financial advisor first and foremost. I do have a better than average understanding of the crypto economy, that's the best I can claim. But what I can tell you is buying into parabolic growth at any time on any coin is a dangerous activity that can leave you exposed. I suggest you, even if it goes another 300% from here, you wait for it to settle down and find a range. That's what you got to do now that it's gone parabolic. That's my advice. Please make your own decision. Cool. All right, Crypto Chronicus. Which coins are the radioactive ones that are doomed? At least you know. Going off what's available now, of course things are very volatile, anything could happen. Yeah, bro, yeah, cool. Yeah, no worries, none. Happy to give you that advice, man. So, Crypto Chronicus has just asked me which coins are doomed. I got to tell you, man, I got asked yesterday to look into GOKU, right? GOKU's this coin that's just rebranded today to GoCoin. And I don't see any value in it at all, only because I don't understand what's the goal. All I see is these exorbitant, like hyperinflation is what I'm referring to it as. Like, yeah, it's the early adopters essentially pre-mining it, right? That's kind of the way it is because you're getting ridiculous rewards. And it does have it is going to tail off to like a halvening and then settle down, but it's still got a $2 billion coin overall supply that's going to hit the market, right? And there's no white paper. What do you want me to invest on, people at GoCoin? Please contact me. Help me understand your project, but I don't understand it. I don't understand. It's just a coin that works on proof of stake model. But like hyperinflation, that's certainly not sustainable. You know that. You're aware of that. So you cut it down and you get back to a halvening. But I still don't understand. What's the value proposition? What value are you adding to the crypto economy? Yeah, so I would like to know... What do you mean you don't need a white paper, Mr. Mystical? That sounds ridiculous to me, man. I want to know where a business is headed. I want to know what the value proposition is. I want to know what the plan is. And to me, we're just going to keep getting heaps of coins through staking. That's not sustainable. Yeah, exactly, Muhammad. Exactly, bro. Muhammad just said it perfectly. Muhammad just said, are you solving a problem? That's my first question. Done. And my answer is, unfortunately, for the little research time I have, I did spend it on GOKU this morning and I wasn't going to keep researching it because I can't even find a white paper. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Mystical. You got to see the white paper. You got to see... It's community groups. You got to be able to talk to developers. You know this, bro. So... yeah, it's really hard for me to actually be positive about that one at the moment. I'm sorry to the people at GoCoin. I do wish you all the best. But perhaps informing your investors on the actual targets going forward and what your value addition is to the crypto economy would be the best way to bring on big investors. I've been in trouble for giving advice to other coins before. I really hope that doesn't bring on a whole lot of wrath from the GoCoin enthusiasts. But yeah, I'd just like to see a little bit more about the actual plan because there doesn't seem to be a whole lot around it at the moment. Yeah. Oh, okay, there you go. I always like to bring balanced arguments, right? Xiao's said, to be fair, the community is not bad. And Discord with good members. So there you go. For the GOKU supporters, maybe you can jump over to all GoCoin people who are interested because it is producing massive staking rewards. Like huge. So if you believe that it can be sustained at a price, I personally don't, but it's just my opinion, right? So if you believe that it can be sustained and it will be adopted as a major currency going forward, now's your chance to make some stupid gains on it, because the coins will flow into your account. If I hold on to them and the price pumps, you're away. Yeah, I know. That's what Jazz saying. Jazz said it's a good community, good people over at Discord, but he personally is just not investing at this stage. So there you go. That's a bit of a balanced argument. We always like to suggest you make your own decisions on these coins. Yeah, oi, Crypto Chronicus. Man, I always think of this clip that I watch. I don't know if you've seen it, but Crypto Chronicus just said, I fully understand the implications of blockchain tech, but man, you cannot get people to let it sink in how life-changing it will be. They thought the internet was a ride. Ha! Yeah, exactly, man. It's only a clip from 98, right? 98, 99. And it's these like news reporters on one of the big channels sitting around and they're going, so there's this thing called the internet. What's the internet? And they're like asking the producer, can you explain what the internet is? It's 98, right? It's not that long ago. At least for people like me. A-Dog wasn't even born yet. So there you go. So it might be a while ago. Yeah, you've seen that clip, man. This is the same sort of ignorance that I'm seeing now. It was almost like did you see the reaction of the person when they were saying that? Because I studied body language and facial tics to learn about poker. And the reaction that the lady has when saying that is almost like a sign of disgust. Like the change to her of this internet is disgusting. Like she doesn't understand it, so she's scared or disgusted. If you go and have a look at her facial expressions and the tone of voice she's using, disgust and fear. All right? So you're going to see a lot of the same things when you talk about blockchain to people. You're going to see disgust and fear. It doesn't mean it's not going to gain mass adoption. Look what happened to the internet. It affected every single industry on the face of this earth. What do you think blockchain's going to do? Whether you agree with it as a currency or whether you agree with Dimon that it's going to only be fiat-backed actual currencies that work as currencies, but you can't deny the effectiveness of blockchain in so many other industries. So besides the fiat or the currency battle that will ensue over the coming years, no doubt. Let's go back. Lots of chat coming through. Sorry if I miss anything, guys. I'm just doing my best to keep up with it. Trillion by 2018? Yeah, I think that's possible. It's what, 5x, 6x from here? Yeah, I think it's possible by the end of 2018. You've got to look at the... Blockchain is the fastest growing industry on the face of the earth. You guys realise that, right? The jobs are doubling every 6 months, if not quicker. Like the actual number of jobs in people working in blockchain, the number of availability. We're not a huge industry yet, but it ain't going to be too much longer. That's my thoughts. Definitely by 2020, I think you're going to see some really, really big figures in terms of total market caps. And obviously that means if you're getting on the road projects, you position yourself very, very well to do well financially. Simple as that. If you pick donkeys, you're probably going to end up running last and losing all your money. But that's why you've got to take this sort of approach to it, like laugh at losing money. It's got to be that sort of investment capital in such a highly volatile space. I spoke to my dad this morning. How's this, my old man? Never was interested in the fact that I was working for PIVX, never cared about Bitcoin, didn't want to hear a damn thing about it, right? Spoke to my old man this morning. He's the one he texted me and said, there's this interview going on national radio. I said, cool, I'll jump on and get a listen. And so I rang him afterwards and said, oh yeah, thanks for giving us the heads up. And he goes, oh, so how's that Bitcoin's going to, like all-time highs and that? And I said, yeah, well, PIVX is looking at like cracking, it's got a lot of momentum up, probably cracked $4 this morning. He's like, oh, and when did you start buying it? I was like, oh, $1.50, $1.80. He goes, oh, you should have put like $1 million into it. And I'm like, this is the same guy who didn't want to hear about it, right? Now he's telling me I should have put $1 million into it. I'm like, for starters, I don't have $1 million to put into it. So couldn't have done that without borrowing and selling the house. But it's funny that my old man who's been, my whole family's, same with my cousin, he was on the Bitcoin board in 2013. We're the black sheep. We're the crazy ones who got into crypto. But yeah, I mean, it's funny now to have everyone else coming around slowly. Like I said, that that conversation I had in the lounge room last night, people didn't realise I was working for a crypto. I was trying to explain Bitcoin to me. It was really funny. Good comment here. Let's have a look. Sorry if I'm missing anything, guys. I'm trying to get it all in, but it is hard. It's good to have so many of you on the chat today. It's just difficult to get all the chat. Please forgive me for that. Could have come in live. I put it open. I said if anyone wants to come in the show, I'll set up on Google Hangouts. No one answered me, so I'm flying solo. Your own fault if I miss you, especially if you're in our Discord group. Oh yeah, and Zhao's just put the link up, by the way, for people who are interested. Thanks, Zhao. There's a link for our Discord group there. So in the future, if you do want to come on the show and have a chat. Hey, Zane. MonaCoin, Chinese project. Basically, the most I've heard about it at this stage is it's a meme-based coin. Like, it's literally the cat version of Dogecoin, if you like. So I guess the cat lovers of the world are going to gravitate to MonaCoin, and the dog lovers will gravitate to Dogecoin. I'm not really super interested in MonaCoin myself at this stage, so I haven't done a whole lot of research on it. It is a Chinese-based project. That's about as much as I can tell you. Zhao wasn't overly fussed on it from memory. I did get his opinion on it. Did it? No, it couldn't have. BTC? Yeah, it could have actually. BTC's just passed the market cap of Goldman Sachs. No, Goldman Sachs is worth more than that, isn't it? Goldman. I'm gonna cheer if it has. That's a celebration moment. Goldman Sachs market cap. Let's see what it is. Be interesting. Goldman Sachs. 92.28 billion. Not yet. I don't think so anyway. Has it? Oh, it has! That's so good. Oh, yeah. That's like a light little milestone. Figures like that, right? That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I didn't even realise, like I was too busy looking at the coin price, I didn't realise the market cap had hit 96 bill on Bitcoin. But I also did think it was 100 billion plus for Goldman Sachs for some reason. No, Diamond can't hurt us now, GB Capital. You know, he admits on that interview, he said, oh, it'll probably trade at $100,000 before it goes to zero. So he's taking $2 each way, isn't he? Cheeky little shit. Oh, sorry. You know, it's interesting. I spoke to someone this morning. I said, you know, it's really interesting. And it's going to be interesting coming into Monday around the world when the professional traders come back to the floor. Because what we've seen this weekend is a massive drop in the trade volumes, down to 3.6 billion, right? We were setting up well above that, like 6.9 billion towards Thursday, Friday from memory. Again, just from memory, please, if I'm slightly off, don't quote me. But I know it's dropped significantly. Now, what's interesting about that is it's just continued to grow. So there aren't too many people selling. So if you're a investor, even a day trader coming into Monday markets, and you're seeing all this bullish action from the weekend, you're hearing all these reports about, you know, it being a broadcast topic on national radio in Australia, and you're hearing about Ledger-X, and you're hearing about all these other things. And then you're seeing the altcoin market start to flow as well. And basically even the biggest Bitcoin haters coming out and saying, yeah, okay, I hate Bitcoin, but blockchain's really relevant. That's good. That's got to be like buy signals, hasn't it? Because for me, if I'm an investor on the trade room floor, like luckily we positioned ourselves nice and early for this pump, but if I'm there, I might be sitting there, even as an experienced investor, not necessarily FOMOing, When does Ledger X go live? That's a good question, Average Joe. I think it might have... Has it? I think it already has, bro. I'll have to double check on that, but I was having a look at it this morning. I think it's already gone live. Could be wrong. They've definitely got the approvals and all that sort of stuff. Going to be operating... had some notes that I made here. Still got the Word document open. Where is it? Yeah, I can't find the exact notes on it, but we'll talk about that when Agent Smith's on the chat, because he wanted to contribute to that conversation as well. We'll get him live on the show, and anyone else who wants to discuss it, but I thought it had already perhaps processed some volume. I'm not 100% sure on that. Please don't quote me, and I will find out the answers for you on that when we do have the discussion. But it's very exciting. Ledger X coming in. I mean, it is and it isn't. For the purists, they're like, piss off, go away. That's centralization, right? Regulating a decentralized movement, what are you doing? But if we want the big money in, this is what we need. Yeah. So, yeah, I think the altcoins are, like, they've already started a bit of an explosion, but I think that's really gonna continue as even the biggest Bitcoin haters around the world, you know, throw the thumbs up to blockchain technology itself. So that's an interesting way. You know, Diamond even talked about GoCoin, that one we were talking about. Oh, catch up, Diamond. We've been on that for a while. Come on, give me a phone call. I'll catch up. No, don't give me a phone call. But like he was talking about GoCoin with his last trip to Japan. He tried to say that Bitcoin hasn't been accepted in Japan, which is bullshit. But yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I already do it. Crypto-Chronicles. Bill pay for coins, pay your bill with crypto. There's already one for Australia, man. It's called Living Room of Satoshi. You can enter your BPay code and your biller code or whatever it is. Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's already there. Crypto-Chronicles. livingroomofsatoshi.com. You can pay with... I'll tell you. I'll bring it up now. Man, I have to cash crypto, right? Because I get paid in crypto. I work for PIVX. So I've got to cash crypto sometimes, man. I'd love to hold every last little bit I can, but I've still got to eat. Still got to pay for things, right? So I still have to cash some, and that's essentially selling it. So I like to pay bills with it, and this is the side I use because it's good. Doesn't charge me too much, I guess. I'd prefer to move on to a crypto debit card to do my spending, but at the moment I'm just waiting for 10x to clear up backlogs, and then I'll probably move on to that. I like their credit card, like their debit card, so I'll move on to that. But for the moment, I'm just using Living Room of Satoshi. It's a little high on the fees, but to be honest, I don't mind paying for it because it's about promoting the adoption to the wider public, right? So just here, there's a massive list right there of the coins that are actually accepted that you can pay bills, you can put it straight into a bank account in Australia, right? You can transfer it straight into an Australian bank account or pay an Australian bill with it. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Dash, Monero, Ethereum Classic, Zcash, Steem, PIVX, which is very useful for me, Dogecoin and Bitcoin Cash. So that's called Living Room of Satoshi. I'll put the link in for you, bro. That'd be easier. Sorry, man. I'm a newbie with tech, so you're gonna get that room. You're gonna get that from me from time to time. But I'll just put it in the chat for you here, man. It's all good. Oh, there's a few projects like that. NZ Street Beats. NZ Street Beats has just said, anybody interested in WePower, in the WePower thing, clean energy, smart grid tracking and all of that. There's a few of those energy, like decentralized energy projects. I like. I'd have to have a look at that one specifically, but I like the idea, right, of selling any, like I want to get solar panels put in here, and when I get my granny flat built for my mining house, I'm gonna have a granny flat devoted to a whole room for mining. But yeah, I'm gonna get a stack of solar panels set up, so if I'm producing any extra electricity, which I probably won't be, but if I was, I'd rather sell it peer-to-peer and give someone else a cheaper rate than they're paying on their electricity bill than having, like, honestly, the middleman takes a massive cut in Australia. I don't know what it's like in Kiwi land, but for the amount that we sell, like what we get for going back onto the grid is not a lot in Australia. I'm a Wombat, Fisher's Trap House. Yeah. Man, there's no one here. Like, everyone's partied out. There's a monster party downstairs last night. All the boys are just, I think they've partied out. I don't even know where the girls are. They were around before, but this is Custard of Fish. It's raining outside. It's really, unlike the Gold Coast, we're not used to the rain, so we all sook a bit and complain about it when it rains, even though we desperately need it. We're just like, oh, it's raining 2 days in a row. Oh, might as well move to Manchester. We whinge so much about it when it rains here. So, yeah. I don't know how I got onto that. Yeah, cool. Oh, you've been to the Gold Coast 5 times? I'm a Wombat. Yeah, it's a cool place, man. I'm down in the southern end. You probably know that from talking about D-Bar. I used to live at the central Gold Coast, up around... I used to surf Enderley Avenue every morning, in between Surfers Paradise and Northcliffe Beach. You're close to Manchester, it's dark. Yeah, I lived in Manchester for a while, GB capital. Worked at the Moat House. The Moat House Manchester Airport Resort, Airport Hotel. You know, the funny thing I learned about when I was there is that one of the funniest things was that when Manchester United were playing at home, our hotel was full because none of the supporters for Manchester United were actually from Manchester. That's something I found really interesting when I was there. Yeah, Agent Smith, we dropped that over on, I think we dropped it over on Discord, bro. The District0x has gone to Bittrex. I sort of, well, I at least said about the price action, but I knew that it had gone, and Zhao told me about it. Oh, really? That's alright. It does depend, Mr. Mystical. Mr. Mystical said, look into solar incentives in Australia. Where I live, they give up to 50 cents for extra power produced being pumped back into the grid. What, 50 cents per kilowatt hour? Yeah, that's it depends in Australia. Like they had some plans that if you got in early, you could have got really good prices, but now it's not a lot if you're signing up now. I seem like a cool cat? Yeah, sometimes. Thanks for the compliment, dude. It's been great to have you joining the conversation. You've been really productive and kept us doing work. Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm a Wombat. So as far as it goes in Australia, if you bought solar panels and invested when people first got in, we were being offered really good rates for returning electricity to the grid. All good. Loop ring we have heard of. I haven't done a whole lot of research on it myself though, Hourglass. My house is leaking. And this is what will happen sometimes when it never rains in your where you live. You don't even realise you had a hole in your roof. So that's something that Fish will be fixing today. 48 cents per kilowatt hour, that's not too bad, TNC. Yeah. Oh, that's the thing though, Crypto Chronicus. The best way is just... Crypto Chronicus has just said he's got a lot of things in his own head that he needs to like straighten out. That's constantly the battle we're in, especially with emerging technology and especially with... Sorry, my roof. Especially with the emotional run that the swings of this market can induce. You've got to put those emotions aside, figure it out in here, come up with a strategy, and invest what you can afford to lose, and not what you can comfortably afford to lose, man. Like I always say, if you're I don't know what they're called in your country, but in Australia we have a stack of pokies. We have the highest rate of pokies in the world per capita, way more than US. I think we've got 80% of the world's gaming machines in Australia. We only have a population of 25 million people. So, yeah, if you have pokies, slot machines, fruit machine, whatever they are in your country, I've lived in a few different ones, don't put the money in there. This is way more fun. It's just as volatile, to be honest. And it's better. I'm a Wombat. Hey, Fish, what do you think will happen with price when SegWit 2.4x? I think there's going to be a lot of fear around that because they haven't got replay protection. I think that what you're going to see is a potential. I'm sort of leaning on the fact that even though LedgerX is coming, or potentially even started moving volume through the economy, I'm still of the opinion that the big boys are not going to dump millions and millions of dollars in until they get a better understanding, like all of us, of what no replay protection on B2X means and what the potential downfalls of that. Some people might even take their money out just to be safe and then say, well, I'll buy it back 20% higher if that's where it goes, but I'm not risking replay protection, no replay protection, you know, essentially compromising the whole blockchain core. And yeah, it's just, I need to talk to someone about it. There's a guy called Rocky Palumbo, who's apparently he's very knowledgeable on the B2X fork and the potential implications of the no replay protection. And like I said, I don't have enough information on it. That's something I'm still researching. Oh, you really respect Rocky? Yeah, man. I've only seen him a couple of times, but he seems real knowledgeable, right? I got introduced to him through ACU5. I had a bit of a chat to him just on text chat while he was on live, and he answered a few of my questions. I like the guy. He does a lot of lives with BI Aussie Core. I didn't know that, man. I only found him recently. But the point is I need to speak to Rocky. I've actually got direct contact with him now. He's I've been linked up through him with Discord, so I can send him a message and just ask him to come on the show. And I'm hoping he'll say yes and explain to us all what potential threats there are to Bitcoin itself with B2X not having replay protection. I'd like to set my own mind straight on that. Yeah, well, you do need to do that on my Wombat. That'd be good, man. Yeah, if you can sign up to Discord, we can send you the link. That's no problem. The link's on our chat here. Yeah, so I'll speak to Rocky, man, and just see if he can set us. I'll just invite him on the show and see if he can set us straight on that whole B2X no replay protection thing. For me, I'm not a fan of B2X anyway. I don't think 2 megabyte bloody blocks. It just doesn't, like, I only know that it's like an increase from 1 to 2, right? And it just doesn't seem like a big enough move for the risk that it's bringing to the economy. And I think better scaling solutions, because I understand that's what it's for, right? To increase scalability. I think there's going to be much better scaling solutions found with less risk going forward. So why even bother with B2X? That's my opinion. I don't mind BTG. I don't mind Bitcoin Gold, even though I don't think it's going to be... Like, I think it's probably going to be overhyped. There's other GPU mining projects already in the economy. I'm going to say Aussie slags are the best, which... That's a bit rude. Yeah, I think you can, Agent Smith. Use GoPro as a webcam. I was trying to figure it out, dude. You probably figured it out in 2 seconds. I just couldn't figure it out. Apparently you can. I'm not going to spend hours doing that. I'll figure it out another day. Oh, you can live stream? Okay, cool. Thanks, Crypto Chronicus. There's a bit of Aussie Kiwi banter. This is the thing, right? For those of you who don't know, Australia and New Zealand are like brothers and sisters. We are like this, but we love our rivalry as well. And there's a bit of it going on in the chat at the moment. Oh, I can't even repeat that, NZ Street Beats. Oh dear. My best friend's a Kiwi. My best friend since I was 12 years old. He's a surf photographer, Matt Brocky. If you go and look up Matt Brocky Photography or Matt Brocky Surf Photography, he's been my best mate since we were 12 years old. And he's actually Kiwi born. We'll claim him as Aussie because he's good at what he does. I was saying that about Navcoin. We'll claim Navcoin if it does well. Yeah, cool. Come to Aussie land. Come to Gold Coast, man. Casa to fish. It's always fun. The R-rated crypto chat this is turning into. I can't even read the... I can't even read it. PIVX moving on to Bittrex saying, Zello, well, PIVX has been on Bittrex for a long, long time. So PIVX is our big platform that we are. And I think you might be talking about District0x, which has moved on to Bittrex as of today. Oh, I'm not worried, guys. I just can't read it out. It's alright. You know, time and place for everything. I'm worse to my Kiwi mates. Oh, PIVX making moves though, for sure. Mr. Mystical. For sure. Man, there's a lot of reasons for that. I go on about it way too much on this show, and honestly, I've converted just about every single person in our Discord group into a PIVX investor already, so I don't think I need to convert any more people on this. I don't think I need to convert any more people on the quality of PIVX, mate. They know what we're working on over there, so yeah, good community. Even Agent Smith said, look, it just gets bought up every time it dips. It's like, I said, yep, and we'll continue to, because man, we'll could be sitting there waiting for it. Yeah, a lot of people say that to me, man. Well, if you actually have a look at, I'm a Wombat said I should have loaded up on PIVX when you first mentioned it. What's the price of PIVX now? It was passing $4 last time I checked, man. We've had really solid growth. Let me just have a look for you now. Just updating there for you, I'm a Wombat, so we can check. Yeah, it's grown. It took a massive run up this morning again. Yeah, it's still, let me just have a look. Holy moly. Wow, $4.21. $4.21. Yeah, I think $4 will be cheap soon. I actually said that last time. It got above $4. It was doing what Brian from PIVX actually dropped into our chat. And he said it's, you know, spring action. So it's people accumulating. Now on that on that certain occasion he was incorrect and we bounced, well, still sprung, but it sprung right down. But I was still confident long term that anyone who bought at that time was going to get back to good profit eventually. I always said that. I've kept that confidence. I said we'll get to, I don't like to predict time frames, but I think we'll be at least back to our $4.50, $4.80 highs. At least. And further if I have anything to do with it. How many times have I said I won't stop working ridiculously hard until we surpass those highs? And even after then I'm not going to stop. So yeah. Yeah, I got my PIVX hat on. Don't worry about that. I got my PIVX hoodie on. I'll get my PIVX beanie out if you really want me to sell out hardcore. Jeez, I copped some crap over that. Over being a sellout when I started representing PIVX. From another crypto, like, not from my bodyboarding mates. My bodyboarding mates were like, yeah, go for it, Fish. Sick, that's unorthodox, man. It's not a board or a clothing company or anything, but that's sick, go for it. They were all for it. Just the people from another crypto that I'd had a loose association with weren't too happy with me. Oh, I thought you were being serious about cars. I'm a Wombat had a typo and he said, anyone know any good cars that I should be loading my crypto into? Hey, I'm a Wombat. Since you like my PIVX tip, man, I think 10x is too cheap. Pay tokens. I think it's going to be an absolute giant in the crypto economy going forward, right? And I think it's gotten too cheap as a card, and I think it's going to be a really, really good value proposition as a card going forward. They're thinking about ease of use. They're thinking about helping investors to use it by allowing you to like put $100 on your card, but doing it by taking $2 out of each of your 50 cryptos, so you're not smashing out of one portfolio. They've got some really clever stuff, man. The waiting list's through the roof. That's the only problem, but I'm going to wait for it. Like the waiting list they're trying to clear up by December. Yeah, it's big in Europe at the moment. I think it's going to get big everywhere, to be honest. I think the US are just clawing to get their hands on it. I know that a few of my crew are interested. We're just holding off at the moment, but I was, you know, obviously for myself, Tanya, Jordan, Morgan. I almost dropped the name of the fourth person who's actually sponsored by PIVX now. I can't do that yet. Anyway, so the other three people who are actually riding under the PIVX banner at the moment, we need crypto cards. So yeah, we're going to look for 10x as well. Hopefully I can make a deal with Julian there. No, I'm not going to order now. I'll go and bang on the door in 10x head office and pick it up direct to save time if I have to. So yeah, anyway, through a mistyping, we've also got onto car talk, and I know nothing about cars. I never got into mechanics. I went to a wealthy school, and I had a $2,000 beat up old Ute. So no, cars weren't exactly. When my mates some of my mates at that school were driving around $100,000 cars for their first car at 18 years of age. It didn't really appeal to me. Looking into my ute. Yeah, so. And how are you, Jibber?
Good, mate.
What's going on? We're just wrapping up crypto chat for the day, actually. You out of Monaro? No way. Cool. Jibber's dropped in. Jibber from downstairs. I think the boys have just woken up. I can smell toothpaste, which is good. It means they've recovered from their night out. Anything can happen now because the boys are starting to jump in. So I'll tell you what I am going to do. I'm going to wrap up today's crypto conversation.
It's good.
I'd like to thank you all for joining me for today. Great to see all the newbies on. For those of you who did get our Discord link, you're welcome to join us over there to talk investments. You're not modelling, Jibber. You're not pretty enough.
Oh, you know that.
Agent Smith just goes, hey, Fabio. He says you look like Fabio.
Better get more roots than you, buddy.
Roots is in cheering for people. That's what he meant, because that's what it means in America, so we'll go with that.
Love ya.
I'm going to go before I get in trouble. You get the baby. You guys are terrible. I'm out. We'll catch you tomorrow for another crypto conversation. Peace out. See you later.